Happy Sunday morning, UTPL participants. Many of you are asking about how to use Notable PDF in order to read collaboratively with someone else from class, so I want to show you how to do that. There's a lot of ways you can add Notable in the Chrome Web Store, but one of the things we want to make sure is that Notable PDF doesn't impact your ability to view PDFs in the default screen in Google Drive. So what we're going to do is actually go to Google Drive, because that's where most of your PDFs are going to be found. We're going to go over to New, and then go down to where it says More, and then we'll go to where it says Connect Apps. And Connect More Apps for me is way at the bottom, but if you've never connected an app before, it should be closer to the top. So you click on Connect More Apps, and then a new screen will pop up that looks a lot like the Chrome Web Store. So if you go ahead and search for Notable, and just type in Notable and push enter, you'll get the first one up here. It says Notable PDF, and you'll have the ability to connect it. So you'll just push that blue connect button and then go through the approval process. You can actually, if you want to, you can go ahead and click on just Notable PDF to see some of the things that that it shows you. These are just kind of screenshots of what that will look like. So the idea is that this program can help you read something asynchronously with somebody else. So you can read for a little while, put some of those highlights and annotations on it, and then send it to someone else. The reason we're connecting it from here, though, is that when you end up with a PDF, you want to make sure that you can still read a PDF in the default viewer in Google Drive, and that Notable PDF doesn't just take over all of your PDF viewing from now on. So I'm going to go ahead and go into our UTPL class, which I just have a lot of drafts in that in Google Drive, and then go to readings and kind of show you what happens in here. So if I go to a particular module, and I'm going to go to Module 1, the Role of Technology in Education, and I find that transactional versus transformational change article that we have, and if I double click on it, it'll open up normally in the regular Google Drive viewer, and I'm going to go ahead and close that. But then if I right click on that file instead, I can go to where it says Open With, and it allows me to open it with a different application. So that's where I'm going to choose Notable PDF. You'll notice what happens is that it takes me to a new tab, and in that new tab it's opening up Notable PDF. Now Notable PDF then gives me the option to sign in with Google Drive, so I click on Google Drive and then just say Authorize Google Drive. I've had to do this a couple of times, and for some reason I often have to do it again, which is kind of a small concession for what Notable PDF allows you to do. So as soon as I push Authorize, then what happens is that this document opens up, and then you can see here that I've actually already opened this up, and you can see that I was showing somebody else how to do this. So my annotations actually appeared, and they're saved there. So I can kind of show you how this works. Now as I'm reading this document, I can go ahead and highlight things as I need to, and if I want to put some kind of comment on there, I can choose the comment box up here. Let's say I'm going to use my comments in green and then highlight that information. You can see my highlight or my comment came up in green, and see I really think this is an awesome idea. And as I go through and continue to read this particular text, all my highlights and so on and so forth will be saved. Now if it's time to read this collaboratively, what I can do is go up to the upper right hand corner and click on this little universal share symbol there. When I share that, it says, well, you have to upload it to Notable. And that's true. I will have to upload this document to Notable PDF, and that only takes a second. So once the document's uploaded to Notable, I have a link right here, and that link, I can take this short link, I can copy, and then just send that short link to another person. So if I want to, I can just email it over to Tom per se. So let me go ahead and just open up my Hangouts here, and I can go ahead and click on Tom, for example, and send Tom this link. So I'm going to copy and paste that link to Tom and say, hey Tom, please open this up using Notable PDF. And what will happen is that when Tom opens this up, he's going to see all of my highlights, and as I'm reading it, each time we open this document up using Notable PDF right from Google Drive, that's how we'll be able to share this collaboratively. And the link that we get from Notable, like I said before, that share link, this link now is how we access the version that has all of our annotations on it. So if you think about this from an assessment standpoint, you could technically use this particular tool to see what students are saying about an article. So instead of just having them constantly, or instead of having them all synthesize what their thoughts are of an article and quote the text and so on and so forth, if you wanted to do something pretty quick and formative, just have them pull out what are the most poignant parts of a particular article. They could turn it in this way, and you could just see some of their thoughts as a group, but they don't always have to be reading it at the same time. They can read it at different times of the day, and this will compile all of their thoughts collectively. Alright, I hope that helps you guys out. Let me know if you have issues with it. I can certainly stop by or do a Google Hangout with you using your Chromebook and help you get this installed and help you play around with it. Again, this is an app suggestion. There are other ways that you can read something collaboratively and show that you've read it collaboratively. I'm certainly open to any ideas. Throw them up on the back channel chat if you'd like to. That will help give other people ideas too. And if you'd like my blessings on it, you can certainly put it in there, and I'll tell you whether or not I think that it's a good idea. But you definitely have a lot of your own choice in how you go through this. All right, have a great day.